CKNW News Talk 980, BC's news leader.
We are talking about Pink Shirt Day and bullying in all of its forms, and I really do want to hear your stories on this, and you can email me with them, simi@cknw.com. You don't have to give me your name. Just send me your story. In fact, I've gotten some very moving ones already. I just want to read one right here from somebody who wrote, I am a retired elementary teacher from a district in which most of the children came from very privileged homes. We had a vigorous anti-bullying program and learned that children were being excluded because of what they wore. We called it bullying by brand. And I thank them for sending me that particular perspective. And I can believe it, right? Because often kids will use any excuse to bully others. And the pressure to wear the right label can often result in exactly that. So again, send me your stories, simi@cknw.com. All right. Again, we're going to talk more bullying this afternoon. We have lots more ahead. We're going to be talking about what they're doing in Mission to fight bullying. We also have, as I mentioned, some very moving stories. We're going to be talking with Carol. That's not her real name, but we're going to call her Carol. She's a grandmother of Paul, who is a bullying victim. That is coming up. Also, Barbara Coloroso, a name you may be familiar with. She's a parenting expert. She's written a ton of books, I should say. And she's the author of The Bully, The Bullied, and The Bystander. That's also coming up. We'll hear from Alana Turner, who is a victim of bullying, who says that she was bullied for being overweight. And a little bit later, among the many, many emails that we got on this topic in the last little while is about workplace bullying. Many of you sent me your stories on that. One of the most moving ones that I got, that person is going to be joining us before the end of the show today to tell us personally her story about bullying in the workplace, which is really so hard for so many adults to deal with. All right, so all that and more is ahead this afternoon. Well, we've heard about how important it is to have a policy, right, that deals with bullying, whether it is the workplace or the school. Now, not every school district in the province has an actual policy, but in Mission, they're actually working on something that is quite unique. And to talk about that, we are joined now by Mai Iverson, a restorative justice facilitator, and Carol Fassel, a teacher at Albert MacMahon Elementary in Mission. Thanks to both of you for being with us.
Welcome.
All right. Well, can I ask you both to just turn down your radios, though, because we're getting a little bit of feedback there.
Okay.
And I will start with you, Mai. What exactly does this policy involve?
Well, it started off with Mission Restorative Resolutions, which is a restorative justice service that came about in 2006.
Actually, you know what, Mai? We can't really hear you properly. There's a really bad echo with that. Carol, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine.
Well, tell you what, we'll ask you. How about that? So, Carol, tell me what's going on at Albert MacMahon Elementary today.
I'm going to put that.
What's going on with the program?
Yeah.
Well, we've started our restorative justice program. We started it the first week of September, and it has been continuing on since. And May came in initially once or twice a week, and now we're down to once a week. And it's been a program where we start every morning in a very structured setting with a circle. And in the circle, we do a check-in, and we see, and the kids get to have a chance with saying how they're feeling about their day or whatever we're talking about. And it's creating, what it's done so far is it's created a community that we call our classroom community. And it's gotten the kids to know each other better, and it's created a lot of trust and safety in our classroom.
Oh, it's interesting. So why take that step and do it this way?
Because I think sometimes when you have a class of, 26, 28, 30 kids, it's difficult to get to know each other on a personal level. It's difficult for the kids to get to know each other. So this is just a way where we take the time and they get to share some of their own personal lives and personal views. So what it's done is it just has created more empathy amongst the kids.
That's the key, right? Is creating empathy so that there's a personal connection there.
Yes.
And Mai, we're going to try again here. Hopefully we have you and everything sounds fine. Tell me about your work.
Well, it started up in 2006. We're Mission Restorative Resolutions, and we work with the District of Mission, the RCMP, Crown Council, and our community, and we take referrals where there's been an incident of crime, harm, or conflict, and also that the person who or the people that have caused the harm have first, of course, admitted that there's been harm caused and that they've done it, and that all parties are willing to come together in a different way in a restorative process. At the end, everybody's sitting together in a room facilitated by trained facilitators, talk about what happened, who's been harmed, and what are the needs of everybody in order to put this back together and welcome the person back into the community in a good way.
Right, but is this an unusual step to take in a school? I mean, was there a big bullying problem here that they decided that they needed to do something differently?
No, absolutely not. It was just, it started up a couple of years ago with a teacher saying, heard about the program, and we've always been very present in our schools. We have a high school here, Mission Secondary School, that's part of their curriculum, and it's actually a course that students can take and to become peer mediators. So at Mission Secondary School, it was instituted there, and then teachers just said, well, let's try some things out. So that's how it all started. And then come this September, through the school district, they funded the program for me to come in and be a part of a restorative justice classroom climate. It is happening all over the world. New Zealand is huge. Australia, it's really coming from the place of the Aboriginal, both in North America and our Indigenous people in Australia and New Zealand, about, if we sent somebody out of community when they made a mistake, chances are they would have died, right? Way back when. And how much more harm are we causing by removing that person? This is somebody's son or daughter, a mother, a father, so it's talking about sitting together in circle, resolving conflict.
How old are the kids that you work with?
I'm in classrooms from grade 4 up to grade 7.
And do you think, is that a critical age group to work with, that perhaps if you can catch them there, the lessons they learn will carry them into high school?
Absolutely. The dream is we're starting right in kindergarten, that we meet every morning in a circle and pass a talking piece, be heard, be listened to. But the adolescent age, I think, for the preteens, like the middle school, that's really difficult. There's so much going on with their changes in their brain and all the hormones and all of this, and how am I moving from an elementary environment into one where I'm needed to be more present and move out of my childlike ways, and it's so important, right?
And Carol, have you noticed a change in the kids?
Oh, I think so, and I think the kids would all say that they've noticed a change in their classroom, and I ask the kids and I have them reflect on the program, and they will, mostly say that it's been a positive. They feel safe. They feel they can trust their classmates. They feel that they belong to something in the school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's good to know. Well, listen, I want to thank you both for coming on today and telling us your stories.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Very unique program. Nice to hear that something is being done sort of proactively, too. So my thanks to both of you. That's Mai Iverson, a restorative justice facilitator, and Carol Fassel, who's a teacher at Albert MacMahon Elementary in Mission. And we are marking Pink Shirt Day by hearing your stories.